Alright, so this is weird, and this is a question for the boys. Probably so much probably on TikTok, but I just realized. I question, do we all piss the exact same way? Like, when we handle our boy, do we, because this is how I pee. Well, sometimes I have one hand, hold it down here. I use my other hand to hold the boy. But some people, I assume they kind of like pull down their pants down to their ankles, hold it one hand. I think some people just might come up with an erection, hold it one hand. I don't know. I feel like some people pull down their pants, hover over, just pee like that. Like, how do this is why it's for the boys. You girls can. Well, yeah. Transgenders. Yeah, I guess you can answer this if I have any on my Snapchat. But I'm just saying, like, how do you hold your dick when you pee? And I feel like size matters because, like, you're not gonna need your whole hand if you don't have that much to grab. You're just gonna, or you're not gonna need two. Or it's just like, is it really that hard? How far do you have to pull on your pants? You even care about your pants? You zip it? Like, how do you pee, bros? Like, do you? Also, now that I'm still on the topic of penis, how do you correct your flow? Because sometimes I'll be standing like this and I'll be perfectly above it. I'm just thinking, okay, stream goes straight down. But the bitch be going sideways. I'm like, okay, I gotta move my hips this way. I got, I kind of angle it correctly, and sometimes it goes right way. And then as it goes down the stream, I'm like, all right, we can hold it here until I'm finished. Or sometimes I'll pee and go this way, like, okay. Like, anybody got a maneuver or like after sex piss? Oh my lord, that's like the hardest piss ever, especially if you still got an erection. Well, okay, this one's gonna have to be for circumcised dudes. It's not just guys with penises, because I feel like if you're uncircumcised, you ain't gotta worry about that hoodie covering over your dick and shit like that. But because I got that hoodie and shit like that, it's just like sometimes the shit wants to come out straight, and sometimes like pew, pew, pew. Bitch, there's nothing. Oh yeah, there's something blocking it. Never mind. But it's like, what the fuck? Just let me piss in peace. Like, I literally pissed in the wall because of that shit. And that's not even me doing it on purpose. Like, my lord, I'll tell you what, working with a penis with a foreskin is hard. That's why sometimes when I have to pee, I just pull the head back. That way shit just goes down straight without having to worry about, okay, I don't want to get the walls wet, I don't want to get behind the toilet wet, I don't just want to get the trash wet, I don't want to get the floor wet. But also, like I said, with an erection, it's just so much harder to pee with. So it's just like, I'm gonna wait till this shit goes down. Or sometimes it's easy because, you just walk up with it, and depending on how in doubt you are, you gotta, like, just start peeing until you're, and like, just by far, for me personally, I don't know about you dudes, but by far the worst thing I have ever encountered is having to piss and take a shit at the same time. I don't mean like, oh, I got shit and then I got piss, or oh, I got piss and then I got shit. It's like, I gotta do both, and my dick does not fit in the toilet correctly, at least. I don't want to be touching water and my dookie. So, like, you gotta become creative when you have dick issues like that. That's one thing I definitely hate. Okay. See, that last set of videos had a purpose to it. At least today did. See, my biggest goal is to have an open conversation at my table when I have my shit set up. And I don't really give a fuck what the conversation's about, because my biggest goal and my biggest thrive in life is to be able to talk about any type of topic, because I feel like the only reason why we lack understanding within each other is because we're not really taught how to communicate with each other. It's really hard to figure out who you can and can't talk to. So I really found today interesting when I was sitting at the table at the Bradleys, and little sis, big sis's significant other, and I were all just sitting at the table, and like literally the table it felt a little bit divided. It was literally us three on one side, and little sis's boyfriend, her good friend, were literally just like joking, talking, and I was like, holy shit. For a sec I stepped out of the conversation. I was realizing the division basically was those two laughing, giggling, absolutely enjoying themselves. Us three literally just having a racial conversation, trying to understand why we don't get along over the simplest fact of pigmentation, why certain words are so sensitive, why we shouldn't use it, or why we should, or why it's just so bogus. And at the same time, like, how could we end up at the same time we could never do anything singly? It's a collective to decide that, no, this is bad, and to continuously to remember to exile the people that continue to do the bad things instead of sheltering them, like the KKK, for the matter of fact. Like, if you know there's a hate group, if you know there's people that hate people like that, why not just bully them to the point where you, like, I'm not saying bullying is a good thing, but at the same time, if you want people to stop something or start something, you kind of have to bully them into doing it. Like, bully people to stop abusing their children, bully people to stop neglecting their children, bully people to stop beating your significant other, bully people to stop being racist. Like, if you enforce the fact that you do not tolerate the shit, people stop the shit, or they just stop hanging around you, and eventually they'll become their own secluded person, or they might even start their own civilization. We ain't gotta deal with their asses anymore. It's just like, if you really want to, you can achieve anything. But the simple fact of the matter is people want more than they want to do. They're just like, I want this, but don't know how to do, with instructions in front of them, but don't know how to read, and know how to read, but don't know how to apply anything, but know how to apply shit, but don't want to. I'm just saying, excuses on top of excuses make me just not want to listen to anybody. That's why if I don't do something, I'll just tell you I forgot, because the excuse truly is, if I don't do it right now, I'm probably not going to, and that's why I'm just like, don't tell me unless you want me to. But if you don't want me to, then shut the fuck up and don't tell me to. I'm just saying. If it's not now, then I'm not doing it later. Because later's not guaranteed, and the fact that my mind thought processes, I'll double back to it eventually. But you all think I forgot about it by the time I double back. Well, most people say, yeah, I'll do it later, but later never comes for them. For me, I know it will come. And depending on if I'm doing it for myself or I'm doing it for someone else. Someone else may never come. For myself, eventually, at least. Also, well, since I'm on this topic anyways, fun fact, one of my spirit guides, which always pissed me the fuck off, which made me pay attention a little bit more, one of my spirit guides would always end up possessing somebody around me and ask a simple question that I never really thought to think too much into, but it's like, hey, do you have work tonight? No, why the fuck are you asking? Of course I don't have work tonight. Turns out I typically always had work tonight that time, that I always said no, which makes me think, nobody questioned if I had work tonight. So, even though I already checked the schedule and I know I don't have work tonight, it just made me think, yeah, I know I don't have work tonight.